Hi, I'm Jeremy Hobbs, and this is my HIV Journal for Better Living, page 3. Today we're going to talk about mental health. I urge everyone out there positive, get mental health. You know, oh, the only crazy people. Well, guess what? You know, the whole world's crazy, you know. We're just a big bundle of nerves, all messed up. And living with this disease makes it harder. You've got to get mental health. If you don't have mental health, you're going to go through depression, you're going to go through anxiety, you're going to go through panic attacks and things like that. Maybe not today, but it's going to happen long term. But you've also got to be your own advocate when you go into these mental health facilities. What I see a lot of, especially here in Columbus, is doctors that bring you in there, talk to you for 5 minutes, if that, write your prescription and send you on your way. That's not mental health. I'm sorry. And they tell you, oh, well, you need to go to a therapist for that. Bullshit. No. You're the psychiatrist. You're the one that writes a prescription. You need to hear what's wrong with me. That's why you're doing this job. You're the doctor. You know, they may be a doctor, but they can't write me a prescription. And, you know, you need to find someone, A, that's gay-friendly if you're homosexual. B, that's not going to over-medicate you. Okay? When you get medicines, or they tell you, go take this medicine, like for instance, one of my clients was taking 40 milligrams of Lexapro and 300 milligrams of Wellbutrin. He sat there on the couch just zombified. Dude, that is not mental health, okay? That's just, you know, pretty much just throwing a pill at the problem and maybe it'll go away. Okay? You might not be depressed, but you sure as hell ain't living. And you know, we can't talk to our families, or we can't talk to people at work. We can't talk to people, you know, that we meet on the street, or our neighbors, or whatever, and explain to them what's going on. Why are you always sick? Why are you always that? You don't look sick. You know, to hell with you, first of all. It's none of your damn business. But second of all, you know, so many people think when you have a disease that it's an outward disease. AIDS is a disease that eats you up from the inside. It does so much internally, mentally, and externally. I mean, you know, psoriasis, I mean, things that change your appearance, that depresses the hell out of you. You know, when your face gets sunk in and you're not active and you know, you sit there and you're wasting. You know, you've got to do resistance training and things like that to stop that. And if you don't have a good pill behind you, like for instance, I take Wellbutrin, and it's helped me, you know, get up off my ass and make the difference. And that's one thing that I'm looking for in my mental health. And I mean, you've got to be your own advocate. You've got to go in there and talk to these people. Don't sit there on the couch and expect for them to do it all. You know, the minute I go into my psychiatrist's office, I start talking. You know, I can't wait to go, because finally I have an outlet that I can finally vent to. You know, I might seem a little manic when I come in there, but I explain to him, you're the person I come to for this. You know, and these journals that I'm doing right now, people with cancer, people with AIDS did far better in their treatment and recovery that were on, that did daily journals, that were active in their own health care, that exercised. I mean, all these things you've got to do yourself. I mean, nobody can make you do them. I mean, you know, oh, I need to do this. Oh, I need to do that. Get up off your ass and do it. You know, and if there's something keeping you from doing it, then you need to go talk to a doctor about getting on something that will help motivate you to get up and move more. I mean, if all you're doing is sitting down every day and watching TV and just in a slump, that's not living well, okay? As much as you might think it is, and you might be, oh, I'm not depressed, but your belly's getting bigger and bigger and bigger because all you're doing is sitting on your ass and eating all day, that's not living well. And all that's going to do is cause more health problems in the long run with higher cholesterol, obesity, and once you get that weight on, it's hard as hell to take off, especially if you have lipodystrophy setting in. You've got to start fighting this today, not tomorrow when it starts doing it, because at that point, that's the harder point to turn back. especially if your CD4 is low or you have a higher viral load at the time. You know, I mean, I don't lift 400 pounds or something, but I do what is enough to keep in tone. I mean, you know, go to the psychiatrist, talk to mental well-being. I mean, you've got to have good mental health. And if you don't have good mental health, you're not going to last long with this disease, because it's going to sit there and deteriorate you more and more and more until we put you in the ground. And that's the truth. Flat out. You know, so either get up and get living or die. You know, I mean, you know, you have the ability to do anything with this disease. You know, a lot of people, they want to whine and cry about the disease, but that's because they won't get up off their ass and do anything. You know, oh, I need to get up and do this, or I need to go do that. Get up and do it. I mean, you know, it aggravates me so bad when you know, we try to help clients. You know, we go and do all the footwork for them, and they won't even make the effort to show up for the appointment, or they won't even make the effort to go do something. And then when you go to the doctors and try to help them out, then they get mad because you're like, why are you sitting there talking about me, blah, blah, blah. You know, there's a reason why you're pissed off. It's because you should have done it yourself, and you know it. So don't get mad at others for trying to help you. I mean, you know, that's called loving mankind. You know, if I sit there and I just let somebody, you know, waste away and do nothing, then I'm not doing my job. And that's not good for you. You need a healthy structure. You know, and one thing I also suggest, if you're living alone, you know, if you're living with your parents, God bless you, because I know that's got to be a hard damn thing to do. Now, I've known a lot of our clients that live with parents, and you know, and they did not do well, because parents make it harder on you. What you need is a roommate that's either HIV positive, or a B that has been a caretaker for somebody in the past, and that, you know, not somebody that's going to take over your finances and things like that, because you'll run into a lot of problems there. But we'll talk about that another day. But let's get to the point. Get mental health. Psychiatrist mental health. If that doctor is not serving your needs, fire his ass or her ass. Get rid of it. They work for you, not the other way around. And it's 90% on you. Once you leave that doctor's office, 90% of all the work is on you. 10% is just them writing the pad and listening to your problems. 90% is you making your mental health work, making your retroviral work, your cocktail. I mean, you've got to do all the things, okay? You can't expect them to come in there and give you a pill that's going to make you transform overnight into Superman. You know, it's not going to happen. It doesn't happen. You know, and I'm sorry if you think the drugs are going to make that do that. I had one guy tell me, oh, I did meth because I thought it would raise my vibe. Oh, that's the biggest bullshit story I've ever heard. Just admit you did meth because you like drugs. Okay? I did meth because I like drugs. I'm not going to make excuses why I did meth. I did meth. Okay? And we're our own faults for whatever we have this disease. People that want to sit there and blame others for their HIV, that's bullshit, okay? Unless you're a wife that has been married to somebody, or, you know, has been infected without your knowing, you know, that's, you know, first of all, that person needs to go to jail, okay? That's, in my eyes, attempted manslaughter. And, of course, it is the law as well. You know, but, you know, when you go out and you have bareback sex and unprotected sex, and you do all these things, and you shoot up with dirty needles and stuff, don't blame other people when you come home and you got AIDS, or you got hepatitis C, or you got syphilis, or gonorrhea, or whatever. You did it yourself, okay? You make those choices in your life. So quit putting the blame on everybody else, and start taking responsibility for you. Start taking responsibility for up here, and start taking responsibility for your health. Thank you, and have a great day.